So the Miami Hurricanes have a big problem. Before we get into the video, I just want to remind you guys that I have some new Miami themed shirts on the merch store, and you can check them out by clicking the top link down in my description. I really think that this is some of the most unique Canes game day gear on the market. You're gonna love them. What's going on, Canes fans? Now, right quick before we dive into this one, and you best believe we are going to dive into this one, you might notice that things look a little bit different in this video. Your eyes are not playing tricks on you. I have actually upgraded to a new lens for my camera. So just give it a little bit, give it a couple videos. I'm going to continue to experiment with it a bit, but I think in the long run, once you get used to it, you're probably going to like it. I understand that change, at times can be a very shocking thing, and us as humans, our instant reaction is, ooh, we don't like it. But just give it a little bit of time and we'll see what we think. So let's talk, Canes fans. Let's be 100% real in this video and not sugarcoat anything. I do want to say that the title is, in a way, a little bit misleading because we have more than just one big problem. There's obviously a lot of issues right now with this team, but I want to address two of the biggest ones that I personally see, and that is Josh Gaddis's offense and our quarterback situation. And number two would be the inconsistencies on defense. So starting with the offense, there is unfortunately no simple fix for this. I made a video on Sunday of this week talking about the fact that I think that Jake Garcia should be the starter going into the North Carolina game, but I also mentioned that I don't think Mario Cristobal will make that move. I personally think that he will start Tyler Van Dyke with a short leash, and then if TBD underperforms, they pull him probably in the first quarter, most likely, and then he starts Jake Garcia. Now, there was a lot of confusion on that video because Canes fans took it out of context. They thought that I was saying Jake Garcia is the answer to fixing this offense, and that's not what I'm saying. That's not the point I'm trying to make. Unfortunately, putting Jake Garcia in is just a Band-Aid. Honestly, it's not a fix for this offense. However, I do believe that it still puts us in a better position to win games because obviously you can just look at his body language. You can look at his more willingness to push the ball downfield. Jake Garcia runs this offense a little better than Tyler Van Dyke does. Again, is it a solution for the offense? Does it fix the offense? Absolutely not. The issues on offense are obviously much bigger than just the quarterback, but there is no way that you can convince me that Tyler Van Dyke looks comfortable out there. He looks completely shook, no confidence at all. But a lot of that blame goes on Josh Gaddis for not building an offense around the strengths of our quarterback. A lot of that blame also goes on the wide receivers for not catching balls when Tyler Van Dyke does put them on point. And also at times it can go on the O-line as well. So as I said, there's not one quick, simple, easy solution to this. But you have to understand, and I'm not trying to be just completely negative here, but as I said, we're not sugarcoating anything in this video. You have to understand that we can't just completely scrap this offense, and we won't. You could possibly plug in some new formations and some new schemes, but Josh Gaddis's offense is Josh Gaddis's offense. We worked on this all during the offseason, and overall, it is going to be what it's going to be. No matter what, we're not going to turn around next week against North Carolina, and all of a sudden, this is Rhett Lashley's offense. Because obviously, TBD looked very comfortable in that one. We're not going to get that. My argument for Garcia is that he just looks more confident running this offense right now with what it is. He also is much more of a vocal leader. He's a rah-rah guy, right? And we talk about Tyler Van Dyke being calm, cool, and collected. And right now, with us kind of spiraling down, and yes, spiraling down after losing to Middle Tennessee, it's going to take time, but we shouldn't lose to Conference USA teams. So with us kind of spiraling down at the moment, we need a rah-rah guy. We need a vocal leader at the quarterback position. That is supposed to be the leader. And Jake Garcia brings a little bit more of that juice. So I feel like it's just a better fit, all things considered right now. And there's obviously a little more chemistry between Garcia and the receivers. We saw that with the timing last Saturday. So once again, man, I'm a broken record here, but I have to just lay it out, just plain and simple. Jake Garcia does not fix the offense, but I do think that it helps us at least a little bit for now. It helps us limp along a little bit better. The core issues with our offense are still there and will still be there regardless of who the quarterback is. Did we just not see it during the offseason, or was this offense truly that effective against our current defense? Because maybe it was. Maybe it looked really good in the offseason. It's very possible. Which brings me to the next big glaring issue. Defense. Where's the consistency? Our DBs last week were out there getting burned by a 5'7", 150-pound Conference USA wide receiver. The only thing consistent was consistently getting burned. I'm going to have to be blunt and not worry about hurting anyone's feelings. Where's the grit? Where's the fight? Where are the dogs at? Because on defense, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, there's one or two exceptions, obviously. I feel like LT has been balling out. I feel like Lichtenstein has been coming in and balling out. At times, we've seen flashes from, Williams and Kitchens. But overall, as a unit, it ain't there. I don't trust us in a down and dirty physical dogfight at all. We come out, get punched in the mouth, and we run to the sideline looking for a bag of frozen peas instead of punching back. I took some time this past weekend and really watched closely some of the other top 10, top 15 teams play. And I have to say that the physicality that they bring, that fight, that grit that they have, we're nowhere near that. Absolutely not even close. And it unfortunately made me realize just how far we've fallen and just how far away we truly are. I do know and fully understand that this thing is going to take time. This is a team that Mario inherited. So I'm not one of those people that's over here saying, fire Mario Cristobal 4 games into the season. That's the stupidest thing that I've ever heard. So don't twist what I'm saying and don't come on here and think that that's what I mean, because it's not that at all. But of course, I am going to be a little frustrated when we come out flat against inferior opponents like that. Even though he inherited this team, again, I get it. And, coaching can only do so much. Player execution can only do so much. It's got to be a group combined effort. It doesn't mean, however, that I'm not frustrated. Money can buy an all-star staff, which is what it did for us. But it cannot literally buy wins. But I will say that I would love to see some consistency and at least show me that we have something to build off of. Going into the game last week, I believed that our identity on offense was a strong physical run game. But Middle Tennessee showed us that teams can basically just stack the box and dare us to throw the ball downfield, because you know what? They don't respect it because we can't. We literally can't. I personally tapered my expectations for this season. I had predicted a 9-3 record, which I did feel like was feasible, at least on paper. But at this time, I can say that I do not think I tapered my expectations enough. And I think the smartest thing for me to do, and possibly for some of you to do as well, this is up to you, but I think the smartest thing to do is just throw away any and all expectations we have for this season. I'm not saying give up on the season. Bro, we've not even played an ACC game yet. But I'm just saying throw away any expectations that you have and just hope for the best. My hope is that we've hit rock bottom. But a lot of teams have that moment, right? Where you lose a game that you just absolutely should not lose, and that it's only up from here. Again, as I literally just said, we've not even played a single ACC game yet. We have a bye week before we take on North Carolina, so that possibly gives us time to work out some other issues. But we'll see. Time will tell. I do, however, believe that some big-time changes must be made during this bye week to stop the bleeding a little bit. You have to be willing to take a look in the mirror and admit that there are some issues address it and make some of those changes, even if it's tough to do so. Maybe it's a culture problem. Maybe it's a coaching problem. Maybe it's a player execution problem. Maybe it's a chemistry problem. Or maybe it's a combination of all of the above and then some. I know that all teams go through some adversity, but I do also know that Canes fans, again, myself included, are very impatient and we're ready for some positive, good things to happen for us and for this team. So again, I'm gonna keep my head held up high. Of course, we bleed that orange and green all day, every day. Cane till I die. I will never stop repping the U regardless. We could lose every single game. I'm still rocking my orange and green. It doesn't matter. But again, that doesn't mean that I'm not frustrated. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to come on this platform and vent a little bit. It's all constructive criticism and it's all out of love. It's not hate towards any specific player. A lot of people came at me in my last video and said, Coop hates Tyler Van Dyke all of a sudden. Absolutely not. If Tyler Van Dyke can get his head together, and he can be a little more confident, I would love for him to come out and shine. But at the same time, we have to do whatever wins football games right now. We have to take care of those issues. We have to address it. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. This was just a little bit of a rant session. Who are we blaming? Who are we pointing the fingers at? For me, I feel like I laid it out very crystal clear in this video, how I feel, what I think about it. It is what it is, just being straight up. So remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.